You put the Seventh Fleet in the South China Sea isn't going to change that. The American empire is over. We're done. We peaked about 12, 15 years ago, and we are on a down. And it's very hard for the American people, which I understand. I am one. It's hard to get your head around that. We've had a century of on the way up, which is a lot more fun than on the way down. But it does happen to every empire. We're only the latest. Look at the British, how far they've fallen. We're in that process. So the problem with the trickle down is, there might be more jobs, but they're going to be created in China. They're going to be created in Brazil. They're going to be created in India. They're not created here. The best electric vehicles in the world right now, but by uniform global agreement, are produced by something called the BYD Corporation. They make the best quality, cheapest electric car and truck. Right? You don't see them anywhere in the United States. Why not? Because Mr. Trump put a 27% tariff on them, and Mr. Biden raised it to 100%.
And people will be forced to buy U.S. stuff.
Right.
Which then it creates U.S. jobs, which again stimulates the economy.
All right, let me be the economist. Okay? That's good for the Tesla company. I'm sure it's purely coincidental. And GM and Ford and the others. Good. And they'll maybe be able to hold on to some jobs. Good. But now let's follow the bouncing ball, because that's my job as an economist.
Yeah.
If you take the United States together with the other G7 countries, that used to be the dominant bloc of the world, right? The United States, let's just enumerate them so everybody knows. Canada, Japan, Germany, France, Italy, and Britain. Okay, the G7, and I'm going to add up all the GDP, gross domestic product, total output of goods and services of all of those 7 countries, U.S. and its major allies. And now I'm going to compare it to the gross added up GDPs of China and its allies, known now as the BRICS. You add up the United States, about 28% of world output. You add up China and the BRICS, it's 35% of the world output. We aren't the wealthiest bloc in the world. We're number 2, and that's new, and that changes everything. And you can rattle your sabers all over the place. You put the Seventh Fleet in the South China Sea isn't going to change that. You've got to come to terms with that, but we are led by people who don't want to do that, because nobody wants to be the politician who has to explain to the people it's over.
All right, Shalom. Giving all praise, honor, and glory to Heavenly Father's only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to our apostles, elders, great millstone, for teaching us His truth according to the Bible and rule well. And us Shalom, our sincere given throughout the 4 corners of the earth, pushing His truth through diligence and sincerity and in charity. And us Shalom, to all you sincere followers, believers of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, not just hearers of the word, but doers as well, you men, women, and children, hopefully you like Shalom. Just got one precept lined up, and we'll see where this lesson goes. Let the Lord do His thing through the Spirit. But as you can see, like the economist said, he's a watchman for Esau. All right, and he's telling you that it's over for America. And that's Bible prophecy, as we've been telling you from our head apostles, elders, a great millstone on down. Brothers that are affiliated, this place is over with. It's over with, man. You know, all your hopes and dreams of what you're going to do in the future, they're being darkened. And for you Israelites, okay, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, you better be seeking the Lord, man. This is Ecclesiastes 12:1. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not. See, this place has been, on high for so long that, the people don't think that nothing can ever happen. This place can't go down. This place will always be business as usual. Well, our people don't understand the will of the Lord. And the will of the Lord is to destroy this place. Contrary to what, people say. It's not no God bless America. The Lord has a date when he's going to destroy this place. And you see he's in the workings of doing it now, man. Plaguing this place slowly but surely. And this is going to usher in Jacob's trouble. These times are going to usher in sedition among men. 2nd Ezra 15th chapter, 16th chapter. All right. Empty storehouses. I believe that's in the either 8th chapter or 2nd Ezra or the 14th chapter. No, the 6th chapter. It's going to be a domino effect. So people remembering the Lord now. All right, doing as he commands. What does he command? To fear him and to keep his commandments. Deuteronomy 10 and 12. It says, remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. So there's going to come a point when the Lord has no pleasure in you. And that's when he's going to remove you from the earth. All right. Verse 3. And the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble. And that guy was a keeper of the house, and he was definitely trembling. He said, America's done. America is done, man. Like it tells you in what's that, Jeremiah 51? I just want to hit the point. Yeah, Jeremiah 51:8. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her? Take balm for her. Take balm for her pain. If so, she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go every one to his own country. For her judgment reacheth unto the heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies. And what's modern day Babylon, America? And this place cannot be healed. The Lord does not want to heal this place. If so, it would have been healed. America would remain on top as the top nation. All right. Jobs and business be flowing as usual. But you got the total opposite. Jobs going overseas. Business is shutting down. And it's making the people rely more and more on the government. This is Ecclesiastes 12 and 3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease. Right? Because what like he was going into, no jobs, man. Jobs are being shipped across seas. Look, think about it. You call your phone company, you got an issue with your phone, and someone in India is taking your call. All right. Look at your clothing, your hats, your t-shirts. All them things come from China. All right. Out of the States. And that trickles down to what? No manufacturing jobs here. No work. And you can see Esau bringing in that universal basic income. UBI. Which would then lead to what? The MOTB. Me just speaking as a man, you can kind of see that playing out. It says, and the grinders cease because they are few. The jobs are few. That's why if you have a job, appreciate it. The Wadiyah Bashim Shai. Because as people has come to terms with, it's not what you know, it's who you know. People going to college, getting these degrees. The education of these colleges and universities is BS. But I can see where one may use it to connect Because once again, it's not what you know, it's who you know. But anyways, if you have a job, appreciate it. You know, all these jobs are BS. They give us hell. We complain. We know that. But at the end of the day, we need to be happy. Because there's a lot of Jakes out here that's not working. A lot of N-dubs out here that are not working. A lot of Latin women out here that are not working. Right? Native American women. On the res. We need to be thankful. It says, because they are few, and those that look out the windows be darkened. Why? Because they don't see a future. And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of grinding is low. Right? So there's going to be doors shut. Why? Because there's not going to be any work. A lot of these grocery stores are going to shut down. You know, this thing is being orchestrated to where, you know, Esau's probably have one or two stores for you to even go to. Right? I quoted it earlier. 2 Ezra 6:22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. These different clothing stores, food stores, supply stores, all these things are going to appear empty soon come. All right. It says the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. Verse 24, and at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear. But those that dwell therein, the springs of the fountains shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. Whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee shall escape and see my salvation in the end of your world. Because we're living the end of Esau, Edom's age. And these things are going to trickle down and bring in what? Jacob's trouble. Friends are going to fight like enemies. All right? People are going to be in fear. It's going to be a lack of hearing this word. A lack of actual water. All right? All these are the beginning of sorrows. That's why the scripture said in Ecclesiastes 12, remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, before the evil days come. Ecclesiastes 12:4, we're going to bring one more wrapping on up. It says, and the door shall be shut in the streets when the sound of grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. So all, you know, work is going to come to a halt, man. It's going to be low. You got people waking up at the voice of the bird to go to work, and there ain't going to be no damn work. And as we know, music is trash nowadays. It's trash. So let's grab one last one. Where is that at? Yeah. This is Job 14:5. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. And Esau, Edom's time is coming to an end. The Lord told us in Amos, the 9th chapter, the eyes of the Lord, or the angels, are upon the sinful kingdom. And you're going to destroy it from off the face of the earth, where the Lord's destroying it now. Breaking it down from the inside out. Breaking down the economy. All right? And this is only going to be a domino effect. Homelessness. Starvation. Pestilences. Friends fighting as enemies. All this comes with the end of Esau, Edom's rulership. The end of America, a.k.a. Babylon. Job 14:5. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Right? Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. So the Lord has set a time bound to where the so-called white man's rulership is not going to go on any longer. All right? And so what if some don't believe? You don't have to believe. That's why it's very important to know who you are according to the scriptures and who your enemy is and what times we're living in. Because we live in the end of Esau Edom rulership, man. And we ought to be seeking Yahweh Shem Shai to the best of our ability. 2 Ezra 6:9, for Esau is the end of the world, end of an age. And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Who is Esau, the self-proclaimed so-called white man? Who is Jacob? The 12 tribes of Israel. Jacob's name was changed to Israel after he wrestled the angel. All right, which consists of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, you blacks, Hispanics, all right, and you Israelite foreigners. Once again, so what if some don't believe? The Lord is destroying this place from the inside out. All right, the keepers of the house are trembling. They see what's coming in the forecast, and we see what's coming in the forecast, and we're warning you. Take heed or not. Shalom.